morning and welcome to this special Island Stat Sports Talk. I'm your host, Earl Baston. Joining me is Micah Franklin, the pro at the Bermuda Squash Club. Good morning, first of all, Micah. Must be exciting that the national championships will take place next week, something that we've missed for a little while due to COVID.
Yeah, good morning, Earl. Thanks for having me in this morning. Definitely been a huge miss to have tournaments back on the calendar because of COVID. It's, squash isn't the most COVID-friendly sport, being stuck inside in a place where you're sharing the same space with your opponent. But we're really excited to get back going and just happy to hopefully look for the future and ways forward.
Now, this national championships, we're missed. What is it? 2 years or 3 years?
We missed 2 years.
2 years. But still, you have those out there that are enthusiastic about the sport and are looking to be crowned in each division. Any new divisions, or what are the divisions that will be challenged this year?
We definitely have the same old, the men's open, the women's open, which are very competitive every year. We usually get our national rankings out of those draws. Alongside that, we have the veterans draw. We have the addition of an over 55s this year as well, plus the same old over 45s in the men's and the women's, which always brings out good competition, and they're always familiar faces around the club.
Sure. Now, who can we see in that battle for the men's open and ladies open divisions?
Oh, I'm really sorry. I got kind of multitasking as I'm the only one here. I've just got somebody at the door. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry. Earl.
Okay. No worries.
Sorry about it. Sorry, guys. Come on in. Just gonna have to change locations here. It's a one-man show around here, Earl.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of changes. So
that's what happens when you're live. Anything can happen.
I'm gonna have to just move locations a little bit here, but okay. Sorry about that. All right. So to answer your question about who is gonna be the top contenders.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, in the men's open, I'll start with them just because that's usually the most talked about. We have the same two, Noah Brown and myself, who are the 1 and 2 seeds this year. Now, being that COVID's been so prevalent in the last few years, it's really hard to know who's been playing, who's been training the most. Everybody's got their own story. So it's going to be really interesting to see how everybody's playing. It's really hard to call this year on who's going to be doing well, who's been training hard. So I've got myself and Noah Brown, 1 and 2 seed. You've got in the 3-4 seed, we have Nick coming back for the first tournament in a few years. So tournament's really excited to have him back. We have a young up-and-comer, Anaya Smith, who's coming up as 4 seed this year. So that's also great to have him. He's young gun trying to push for the title. In the women's draw, really exciting. We have Rachel Barnes as number 1 seed, who's the reigning champion and currently our number 1. We also have 2 and 3 seeds. My wife, Ailey Franklin, who's actually just moved to the islands from Cayman Islands, who's now going to be playing in her first tournament since being back. And then we actually have a touring pro at the moment, Emma Keane, who's living in the UK, but Bermudian, and coming back to try and push her national ranking up. So we haven't seen her play in many years, so that's going to be an exciting change to the draw as well. And then 4th seed, we have another up-and-comer, a really young girl named Izzy White, who's only 16. And she's been doing great to come up the rankings and showing how strong of a competitor she can be. So all those are our top 4 seeds in the men's and the women's, but all very strong competitors, and should be interesting to see how they get on.
Sure. I mean, you mentioned Emma and you mentioned Izzy. I mean, they were coming on years ago. You saw the vast improvement of both of them just by constantly playing and being active as they could be. So it'd be interesting to see how those two get on. And obviously Rachel would want to keep that title that she's won the last 2 years, I believe, or the last 2 tournaments.
Yeah, it should be really interesting. We have a good mix of kind of some experience and some youth. So in the previous years, I think almost similar to when myself and Noah were coming up, we had to battle through Patrick Foster, Nick Heim to get to those 1 and 2 spots. And it's the same kind of now, but it switched a little bit. Myself, Noah, Rachel are now kind of in that focal point as the ones to beat now.
Right.
So these young and up and comers, they're going to come in and try and, there's always got their eye on that top prize.
Right. Now, you were planning to have a junior event, which would have started over the weekend, but due to many restrictions and so forth, you've had to forego that part of the tournament?
Yeah, unfortunately, with the way that the way that things go right now is that if we do have a positive test in the club, we have to go through certain steps to make sure that it hasn't spread. And not to mention, because Bermuda is so small, we have only a small group of juniors competing in the first place. We probably have the entries around 40 to 50 kids. So when 1 or 2 kids get affected with COVID and can't attend, especially a top seed, it can affect a lot of the draws. So to limit all risk and also be as inclusive as I can, we decided to postpone to a different date, hopefully in the next few weeks, to let kind of this slight wave of positive tests in the junior program to subside before we restart and have everybody come back.
So looking to get underway starting Monday right through to Friday?
So the adults will be Monday straight through to Friday. There'll be matches every night. I believe quarterfinals for most draws will be Wednesday, semifinals Thursday, and then finals on Friday night.
Okay. All right. So we look forward to some very interesting squash play throughout the week and see who are crowned the national champions of each division. Good luck. I know you and Noah usually have a regular battle. Hopefully that could be a final, or whoever makes it to the final. It will be very entertaining. I think the folks that enter the tournament and even watch the tournament will have that opportunity to see some excellent squash over the next week.
Definitely. Yeah, it should be a great week. I'm really looking forward to it. I think there's a buzz around the club, so excited to see the good squash being played again.
All right. Well, we'll be in touch. Obviously, next week we'll be in the house trying to capture as much as we can to make sure that people know who will be crowned the male and female national champion as of next week, Friday. Okay?
Definitely. Thanks, Earl.
Thank you very much for your time.
Cheers.
Have a good day. Okay.
You too.
All right.
Thanks.